Rangagandhar Giridhari Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupara Shutara Shutta Shishmar Bhaktivedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shri Gurudev ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupara Shutara Shutta Shishmar Bhaktivedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupara Shutara Shutta Shishmar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupara Shritarashita Shishmar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupara Shritarashita Shishmar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada ki jai. Nityalila Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Shilagor Kishodas Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishta Shila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nityalila Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Shila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath. Shri Jeev Gopal Bhattadas Raghunath. Shard Gosai Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Namachay Shri Haridas Thakur ki jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट विदात गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। Jai Shri. Oh wait, let me look at the calendar. 1 second, let me just see if anything's special today. Today is Bhakti Samashray Swarupananda Ban Maharaj. Oh, wow, in Mayapur. Cool. He's probably doing a nice program there today. Jai Shri Bhakti Samashray Swarupananda Ban Maharaj ki jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Oh, and I see Kishore Prabhu put Krishna, what is it? Shri Krishna Kesha Prabhu. He put his glorification of him. So I'm guessing it's either his appearance day or disappearance day. But so Srila Keshav Krishna Prabhu ki jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Jai Shri Jaiva-dharma ki jai. Jai Shri Daśa-mūla-śikṣā ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Before I start the Mangala Charan, I just want to hear, Kishore Prabhu, he has this WhatsApp group. It's called 1 Minute Harikatha. And actually, he might be here in the program. I'm not sure if he's there. But anyhow, so for all different appearance days and disappearance days, he just gives a 1 minute or sometimes less than 1 minute glorification of that personality. So I'm going to, let's hear about Srila Krishna Kesha Prabhu. Let me just, wait, let me share my sound so you can hear. Okay. Wait, is it sharing the sound? No. Why is it not showing the sound? Sorry. Share. Ah, that's so weird. Okay, wait, let me try one more time. Share sound. There. Okay, now it's sharing the sounds. Let's hear about Srila Krishna Kesha Prabhu.
Once Krishna Keshav Prabhu was walking, and some of his godbrothers saw him. They called to him and asked him, "O Keshav Prabhu, how are you?" Keshav Prabhu replied, "I am doing well." They asked him again, Keshav Prabhu, how are you? I am doing extremely well. Then they talked amongst themselves and said, just see, he has left the temple of his guru and he is saying that he is doing well. Keshav replied, yes, had I stayed with all of you, I would have heard that nobody else is chanting. We are the only ones chanting. We are the only ones doing service. Everyone else are non-devotees. Thus, I would have become expert at criticizing devotees. Luckily, I stay with my godbrother, Madhav Maharaj, who does not teach these things, and who teaches to see everyone as superior and oneself as lower. Srila Krishna Keshav Prabhu ki Jai.
All right. So now we'll do the Mangala Charan and then we'll start. Jai Srila Keshav Krishna Prabhu Ki Jai. He's a disciple of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, very dear to Srila Bhakti Dait Madhav Goswami Maharaj, dear godbrother. Okay. ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः श्रीसिद्धान्तसरस्वतीति विदितो कोडियगुर्वन्वये भातो भानुरिव प्रभातगगने योगोरसङ्कीर्तनाय मायावारतिमिङ्गिलोदरगतान् उद्धृत्य जीवानिमान् कृष्णप्रेमसुधाब्धिगाहनसुखां प्रादात् प्रभुं तं भजे वन्दे भक्तिविनोदं श्रीगौरशक्तिस्वरूपकं भक्तिशास्त्रज्ञसम्राजां राधारससुधानिधिं नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगवरायते श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः वृषभानुसुतान्वितवामतनुं यमुनातटनागरनन्दसुतं मुरलीकलगीतविनोरपरं भज गोद्रुमकाननकुञ्जविदुं स्मर गौरगदाधरकेलिकलं भवगौरगदाधरपक्षचर शृणुगौरगदाधर चारुकथां भज गोद्रुमकाननकुञ्जविदुं तवैवास्मि न जीवामि त्वया विना इति विज्ञाय देवि त्वां नायमां चरणान्तिकम् भक्त्या विहीना अपराधलक्षाय क्षिप्ताश्च कामादितराङ्गमध्ये कृपामयि त्वां शरणं प्रपन्ना वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दं भज श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासरि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, dear devotees, Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Sri Devi Didi, Pradumna Prabhu, Mantramurti Mataji, Indira Mataji, uh, Pritam, Pritam Prabhu, and Hari Priya Didi, and any other devotees that are watching, also any devotees watching in the future. Dandavat pranams. So we are continuing our daily Daśa-mūla-śikṣā program. Yesterday we weren't able to complete chapter 13. That's what the plan was, but we didn't complete it. So today we'll complete chapter 13. And yeah. So first we will begin by going over Daśa-mūla, the introduction verse of Daśa-mūla, which has all the 10 fundamental principles, the fundamental teachings of Mahaprabhu, like of Mahaprabhu, of our Gaudiya philosophy. And we'll go over verse 1 and 2. So let's do that, and then we'll complete chapter 13. I think we left off, like, what was it? We went over Daśa-mūla 2, which is that Sri Hari is the supreme absolute truth. He is the Paramatattva. And Brahma is simply his effulgence, and Paramatma, who is Paramatma, is just Anksha, just a part of him. That Paramatma, who pervades the entire universe and is the creator. He is the progenitor. Was progenitor the right word? No. He's the father. He's the creator of the universe. And that Paramatattva, Sri Hari, is Radhakanta. And so that's the part where we made it up to, though. We read about Brahma and Paramatma, but we didn't read the evidence, the praman, that establishes Krishna as being the Paramatattva, as being the absolute truth. So that's what we'll read about today. Yesterday, I shared a bunch of resources in our WhatsApp group there. If anybody is not part of this WhatsApp group and they want to get all those, I shared this overview chart that we're going to be using. I shared this for understanding the meter, how to sing the meter of this introduction verse for verse 1 and verse 2 of Daśa-mūla. And also the summaries, chapter summaries, question and answer made by Tridandi Maharaj. And yeah. So, oops, I thought I was sharing my screen. I'm not sharing my screen. Oh, I am. Okay. Huh, weird. Okay. So let's recite this verse, the introduction verse. All the 10 tattvas are in this one verse. It's in the Jaiva-dharma meter. I explained it very clearly yesterday, and I also explained it in a voice message in our WhatsApp group. So I won't explain it anymore. Amnaya prahatatvam harim iha paramam sarvashakting rasabhing tadbinang shangscha jivan prakriti kavalitan tadvimuktangscha bhavad bheda bheda prakasham sakalamapi hare sadhanang shuddha bhakting sadhang tat pritime vetyupadishati janan Gaurachandra Swayangsa. So and I think I mentioned this yesterday, but right, these are all the short syllables. A, I, U, Ri, without a line over it. Those are all short syllables. But if it comes before a conjunct means when there are two consonants without a vowel in between, like kta. Okay, there's a couple examples here. Shuddha. So see, there's a double two D's without any vowel in between that, without any kind of vowel. So the syllable before it becomes long, even though it's a short, because it comes before a conjunct, this one becomes long. It becomes a long syllable. Not a long vowel, a long syllable, like you pronounce it slowly. So there's an example there. Shuddha bhaktim. Also here, where is it? There's a few examples in here. It's like 3 examples I remember seeing. Anyhow, but you get the idea. Here's one. Beda. See, that's a long syllable because it comes before a pra, a pr. If there's a syllable in there, then this would become a short syllable as well. But because it's a pra, then this becomes a long syllable. All right. Um, okay, so now let's look at this is the overview chart of Daśa-mūla. So our evidence, our praman, number one, our evidence is the words of Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. Like more specifically, the verse. Well, actually, let's look at the verse, just to get it very clear. We'll recite these verses every day, as we learn them. So Swata Siddho Ved. Oh, okay, let's recite it. Swata Sid. Swata Siddho Vedo Haridaita Vedha Prabhritita Pramanang Sat Praptang Pramiti Vishayantan Navavidhan Tata Tata Pratyakshari Pramiti Sahitang Sadhayatina Nayuktistarkakya Pravishati Tata Shakti Rahita. So, the Vedas, which are Swata Siddha, that means they are on their own, by themselves, like they are Siddha. They are perfect, completely perfect. They are self-evident, self-manifested. So they're not created by any human being. They're eternal. They're Swata Siddha. So the Vedas, which are Swata Siddha, they're Sat Praptam. They are received, Praptam, they are received Sat, in a Sat Sampradaya, in a pure Sampradaya. By who? By the recipients of Shri Hari's mercy are those who are very dear to Hari, those who are protected by Hari, that's Hari Daita, such as Vedas, and then it becomes Vedaha. So that's like Brahma. This refers to Brahma. Prabhritita means and so on. Prabhritita and also Adi, these both mean the same thing. It means and so on. So so the words of the self-evident Vedas, which are received in a Sat Sampradaya by recipients of Shri Hari's mercy, like Brahma and so on, that is what we consider, that is Praman, that is evidence. And it's evidence that sadhayati, that establishes, na, for us, it establishes what? Pramiti Vishayan. It establishes, Pramiti Vishayan means the prameyas. So pramiti, the word pramiti means true, authoritative, proven knowledge. And Vishayan is the object of that. So prameya means the object of this true, the thing that is being proven. It's the object of praman. Praman is the evidence, and prameya, or pramiti vishayan, that is the thing that's being proved with that evidence. And pramiti just means the knowledge of that. But then the actual thing is called the prameya, that which is being proved. So this praman, which is coming from the Vedas through the Sampradaya, it it's it establishes sadhayati, it establishes Navavidhan. nine, nine, nine topics of prameya, of that which has been proven. God, I'm not explaining this very clearly, am I? Um, and then tata, and also pratyakshadi pramiti sahitam. Those that true knowledge coming from pratyaksha, that means pratyaksha means direct sense perception, and then adi means and so on. So there are many other different types of evidences, like different types of praman, like pratyaksha, anuman. We went through a whole list of different types of praman. But that is considered also praman for us if it's in line with the Swatasiddha Veda coming in the Sat Sampradaya. Then that's also evidence for us that establishes these prameyas. Pramiti Vishayan Tan Navavidan. Na yuktis tarkakya pravishati tata shakti rahita. Reasoning, which is based on tarka, which is based on logic, na pravishati, cannot enter. Pravishati means enter, na, cannot enter these topics of these nine prameyas because it is shakti rahita. It is devoid of any potency. It's limited to the material brain. It can't go, and these topics are what to speak of, um, like like the tiny material brain can't even conceive of things in the heavenly planets and higher planets. What to speak of things that are completely beyond this material world, the transcendental realm. So any kind of reasoning argument that you try to engage in regarding these inconceivable subject matters is just it's pointless. It's because yeah, devoid of any power. Your brain is powerless to conceive of the inconceivable. So that is the first verse. Oh, and I mentioned before that I would show a verse that Sundar Gopal Prabhu shared on the podcast with Namas. I have it open now. I haven't listened to it since I listened to the podcast a long time ago, but I have it right here. So maybe let's just listen to this because I mentioned it before and it's on the topic of Tarka.
So much. Do you have any other additions to your conclusion there, Prabhu, that you want to add before we end?
Maybe I'll end with a verse from Padyavali that
Please.
really inspires me, and it's on the topic of debate.
Sure.
I'll utter the Sanskrit just because the composition is really beautiful.
Jai, yes.
Navayang kavayo natarkika nacha vedanta nitanta paragaha nacha vadini varakaha param kapata bhira kishora kinkaraha. This is Padyavali 72, text 72, and Srila Rupa Goswami's work. And he's saying, this verse is saying, we are no poets or logicians. We have not crossed the vast ocean of Vedanta, and we certainly do not win debates. We are servants of a cheating coward boy. That verse was actually composed by Sri Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya.
Beautiful.
And you know how learned he was. He never lost a single debate except to Mahaprabhu or Krishna himself. But it encapsulates the mood of our tradition. We don't actually have a culture of debate. Sometimes we, as in Jaiva-dharma, sometimes we have we may have to debate to try to protect our tradition in the way that we think is best. But it's always reluctantly and as a last resort, and it's not a modus operandi that through debate we can somehow discover Tattva Siddhanta. That's through Guru Shishyayo, through discussions between Guru and disciple.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So na yuktis tarkakya pravishati. What is it? Pravishati shakti rahita. Yes. All right. Okay, so Haribo, Chatamai Mataji, and Kana Haladar. Hare Krishna. So now we will go over the second verse. Oops, wait, let me just bring this out so I can see who's there. All right. Verse 2. Aristekam tatvam Vedishi Vasuresha Pranamita Yadevedang Brahma Prakriti Rahitang Tat Tvanumaha Paratma Tasyangsho Jagaranugato Vishvajanaka Savairadhakanto Navajaladakantish Chid Udaya. So, Shri Hari is indeed, I'm highlighting the words that I'm explaining. So, Shri Hari is indeed the Eka, the one supreme absolute truth, the one tattva, the one absolute truth, who is pranamita, that means he is offered obeisances to by Vidhi, that means Brahma, Shiva, and Suresh, that means Indra. He's offered obeisances to by all the controllers of this world, like Brahma, Shiva, Indra. And who this Brahma, Ida means this, Brahma, we need to know the impersonal Nirvishesh Brahma, which is Prakriti Rahitam, which is devoid of potency, which is devoid of Shakti, Prakriti Rahitam. That is, Tat means that, is but his Anumaha. Tu means but, his Anumaha. That is Hari's Anumaha. Anumaha means effulgence. So Brahma, which is devoid of Shakti, is but his effulgence. Paratma, that means the Paramatma, super soul. And we heard Raghunath Das Babaji explains the three forms of Vishnu, Karna Dakshay Vishnu, Garbha Dakshay Vishnu, and Kshira Dakshay Vishnu. So the Paramatma is Tasya Angsho, is his, Tasya means his, Angsha, his, just a part, or a part of a part. It's just a part of him. Portion. What do you say, portion? Anyways, it's just a portion of him. And that Paramatma who enters the universe or pervades the universe, the world, in those different forms, right? Like we know, Karna Dakshay Vishnu, all the universes come from Karna Dakshay Vishnu. So he's Vishva Janaka. He is the creator of the universe, ultimate creator of all the universes. They all come from the pores of his body. And also Jagadanugato. He enters into each universe as Garbha Dakshay Vishnu and enters into every atom in the form of Kshira Dakshay Vishnu. So that Vishnu or that Paramatma is just a portion of that Shri Hari. And so we read all the explanations, Vrajanath's questions to Raghunath Das Babaji and his answers on the topic of Brahma and Paramatma. And today we're going to finish the chapter by reading the explanation how that Shri Hari, the evidence that Shri Hari is the Paramatattva. And it says, Sa, he, vai, certainly is Radha Kanta. He is Radha Vallabh. He is the lover of Sri Radha. And Nava Jalada Kanti. His Kanti, his complexion, is like a Nava, like a new, like a fresh Jalada, rain cloud. And Chid Udaya, that means his Sarup, his form is Chit, is completely full of, is transcendental, full of cognizance and knowledge. Chit, Sat Chit Ananda, right? So Chit Udaya. All right, so let's go now to okay, so that Sri Hari is in fact oh, and one thing one thing who is it? I think it was Vidyalala Sudidi. Is she with us right now? I don't know. But she shared with me. I didn't even respond to her, I don't think. But where is it? Let me just find it. She shared with me a chart because yesterday we read about yeah, there it is. We read about how Bhagavan, Bhaga means qualities, and Van means the who is endowed with, who embodies, the possessor of the six bhagas. And so, what are the six bhagas? That is, well, we read the angi, and that you could see in this chart here, this picture. The angi is Shri, that's his beauty, and then from that beauty comes virya, that's power or strength, yasha, fame, and opulence, Aishwarya. And we read Raghunath Das Babaji says that um, that that Paramatma has these two qualities of power and opulence, Virya and Aishwarya, and that Brahma is just the what is it? The effulgence coming from the fame, from Yasha of Bhagavan. So, so Brahma, yes, just Gyan and Vairagya. But Gyan and Vairagya are not qualities of themselves. They're dependent on. They're just like what's coming off of fame of Yasha. Just like the sun is the light coming from the sun is completely dependent on the sun. Without the sun, there's no rays coming from it. So in the same way, um, these aspects of Bhagavan, Gyan and Vairagya, are just what's coming off of fame. You know, it's completely dependent on Bhagavan's yasha, and that is Brahman realization. So virya and aishwarya, power and opulence, that is the manifestation of Paramatma, and Gyan and Vairagya is just coming off of the yasha of Bhagavan. But Bhagavan's primary quality, like the angi, is his Shri, his beauty. That's where everything else is coming from. All the rest are angas. Okay, so let's. That's a good, nice chart, though, isn't it? I'll share this in our WhatsApp group also. Looks like Vaijanti Mala's handwriting. I think she did this. That's my guess. Save the downloads. I'll share it right now before I forget, actually. Where is it? Here. If anybody wants to join this WhatsApp group where I'm sharing this right now, then go to my website, vineofdevotion.com. And if you find anything with Bhaktivinoda Giridhara, I'm always sharing the link for this on my website all over the place. But yeah. Okay. So now we spent enough time. Let's finish this chapter off now. Okay, so pervading everything by his qualities of Aishwarya and Virya, in creating the universes. Bhagavan enters every universe by his anksha, his partial manifestation, Vishnu. Every anksha of Bhagavan always remains complete. None of them are ever incomplete. So we read this all yesterday. Okay, so now Vrajanath says, I understand that Brahma is Sri Hari's bodily effulgence and that Paramatma is his part. However, what evidence is there that Bhagavan Sri Hari is Krishna himself? And Babaji, Raghunath Das Babaji Maharaj responds, he says, Sri Krishna Bhagavan is eternally manifest in two features. One of Aishwarya, Aishwarya Par, that's opulence and majesty, and the other is Madhurya, sweetness, Madhurya Par. The feature of Aishwarya is Narayan, who is the master of the spiritual sky Vaikuntha. And the origin of and he is the origin of Mahavishnu, that Narayan in the Paravyoma, who's the Vaikuntapati. Sri Krishna is the complete embodiment of the Madhurya feature. This Sri Krishna is the utmost limit of complete sweetness. Indeed, his sweetness is so great that its rays completely cover his Aishwarya. From the perspective of Siddhanta, or Tattva, there is no difference between Narayan and Krishna. However, when we consider the degree of ras to be tasted in the spiritual world, Krishna is not only the foundation of all ras, but he himself, being the very form of ras, is also the Parama Upadeya Tattva, the supremely pleasing being. I looked up that word Upadeya. Where is it? Upadeya. Upadeya in the Bengali dictionary, Upadeya means delicious, enjoyable, palatable, excellent, pleasant, admirable, delicious. I like the word delicious. Okay. But yeah, he is the supremely pleasing being. He is a ras personified. We find evidence in the Vedas, Upanishads, and Puranas that Sri Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan Sri Hari. For example, the Rig Veda 112, 164, 31 states, Apashyam Gopam Anipadyama Nama Chapara Chapatibhish Charantam Sa Sadrichi Savishurchir Vasana Avari Varti Bhuvaneshvantaha. So it means, I saw a boy who appeared in the dynasty of cowherds. He is infallible and is never annihilated. He wanders on various paths, sometimes near and sometimes very far. Sometimes he is beautifully adorned with varieties of garments, and sometimes he wears cloth of only one color. In this way, he repeatedly exhibits his manifest and unmanifest pastimes. Wow, that's from the Rig Veda. Okay, and then in addition, in the Chandogya Upanishad 8.13.1, it is stated, Shamach Chabalam Prapadye, Shabalach Chamam Prapadye. By rendering seva to Krishna, one attains his transcendental abode, which is full of spiritual bliss and astonishing variegated leelas. And within that chit jagat, one attains the eternal shelter of Krishna. And there's a footnote for this verse, commentary in the form of footnotes by my Srila Gurudev, Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Another understanding of the shloka is that the word Shama refers to Krishna, and the word Shama refers to Krishna, and the word Shama or Krishna, meaning black, describes the Nirguna Paratattva, which, like black, is colorless. While the word Shabala, meaning Gora, refers to one who is endowed with variegated colors. In other words, when the Paratattva, when the supreme truth, is endowed with all transcendental qualities, he is called Gora. The secret meaning of this mantra is that one attains Gaur by performing Krishna bhajan, and one attains Krishna by performing Gaur bhajan. Cool. This and other mantras describe the activities of the liberated and perfected jivas even after the stage of mukti. We read in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.3.28, Ete changsa kala pungsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Rama, Krishna, and the other avatars are all portions, they are all angshas, or plenary portions, they are kala, of the Supreme Personality Sri Bhagavan. But Sri Krishna is that original Bhagavan himself. Right? In Srimad Bhagavatam, after it explains all the different avatars and everything, then it says, but Sri Krishna is Bhagavan Swayam. And all these avatars that I have explained are just either his angshas or kalas. In the Gita Upanishad 7:7, Shri Krishna himself says, Matta paratarang nanyat kinchid asti dhananjaya. O Arjuna, there is nothing superior to me. And it is also said in the Gopala Tapani Upanishad, Purva 2:8, Eko vashi sarvaga Krishna idya, eko pi san bahuda yo vabhati. Shri Krishna is the all-pervasive, non-dual Parabrahma who controls everything. He is the only worshipable object for all the devatas, for mankind, and for all other life forms. Although he is one, through his Achintya Shakti, he manifests many forms and performs many varieties of leelas. Rajanath. But how can Sri Krishna be all-pervading if he has a medium-sized human-like form? If we accept that he has a form, it means he can only stay in one place at a time. And that gives rise to so many philosophical discrepancies. The first is that he cannot be the all-pervading tattva if he has a form and body. Secondly, if he has a body, he'll be limited by the material modes of nature. So how can he be independent and have limitless and absolute authority? How can this be reconciled? Babaji. My dear son, you are now thinking like this because you are bound by the qualities of Maya. As long as the intelligence remains bound by material qualities, it cannot touch Shuddha Sattva. If such conditioned intelligence attempts to exceed its own limitations, trying to understand Shuddha Sattva, it superimposes Mayic forms and qualities on Shuddha Tattva, and thus conceives of a material form of transcendence. After some time, the intellect rejects this form as being temporary, mutable, and subject to the material modes, and then it imagines the Nirvishesh Brahma. That is why one cannot gain an understanding of the supreme absolute truth through the intelligence. Whatever limitations you are inferring about the transcendental medium-sized form are completely unfounded. Formlessness, immutability, and inactivity simply comprise the material conception of what is opposite to our conception of material qualities. So they are themselves a type of material quality. However, Shri Krishna also has qualities that are of an altogether different nature. For example, his beautiful, blossoming, smiling face, his lotus eyes, his beautiful lotus feet, which bestow fearlessness and peace upon his bhaktas, and his spiritual form, which is the pure embodiment of transcendence, with limbs and body just suitable for varieties of playful sports. The medium-sized Sri Vigraha, that is the very basis of these two types of qualities, form and all-pervasiveness, is supremely pleasing. Sri Narad Pancharatra describes his extreme attractiveness to the mind, and this description is replete with all siddhanta. Nirdosha guna vigraha atma tantro nishchetanatmaka sharira gunaishchahina ananda matra karapada mukodharadhi sarvatra cha swagata bheda vivarjitatma. The meaning is, Sri Krishna's transcendental body is composed of eternity, consciousness, and bliss, Satchid Ananda, without even a scent of material qualities. He is not subject to material time or space. On the contrary, he exists fully at all places and in all times simultaneously. His form and existence are the embodiment of absolute non-duality, Advaya Gyan Swarup Vastu. Direction, space, is an unlimited entity in the material world. Space is an unlimited entity in the material world. By material estimation, only a formless object can be unlimited or all-pervading. An entity with a medium-sized form cannot. However, this conception only applies in the material world. In the spiritual world, all objects and their intrinsic natures and attributes are unlimited. So Sri Krishna's medium-sized form is also all-pervading. Medium-sized objects in this material world do not have this quality of all-pervasiveness. But it is charmingly manifest in Sri Krishna's medium-sized Vigraha. That is the supramundane glory of his transcendental Vigraha. Can such glorious attributes be found in the conception of the all-pervading Brahma? Material substances are always limited by time and space. If an entity who is naturally beyond the effects of time is compared to the all-pervading sky, which is limited by time and space, then it is not that entity beyond the influence, is not that entity beyond the influence of time incomparably greater? Sri Krishna's Vrajadham is none other than the Brahmapur, which is mentioned within the Chandogya Upanishad. Sri Vrajadham is a completely transcendental reality and is comprised of all types of transcendental variety. Everything in that place, the earth, water, rivers, mountains, trees, creepers, animals, birds, sky, sun, moon, and constellations, everything there is transcendental and is devoid of material flaws or shortcomings. Conscious pleasure is present always and everywhere in its fullest form. My dear son, this Mayapur Navadip is that self-same spiritual abode. You are unable to perceive it, however, because you are bound in Maya's snare. But when, by the mercy of saints and sadhus, spiritual consciousness arises in your heart, you will then perceive this land as the spiritual Dham, and then only will you achieve the perfection of Vrajavas, residence in Vraj. Who has told you that there must be material merits and faults wherever there's a medium-sized form? You cannot realize the actual glories of the transcendental medium-sized form as long as your intelligence is bound up in material impressions. Rajanath. No intelligent person can have any doubts about this point. However, I would like to know when, where, and how Krishna's spiritual Vigraha, Dham, and Leela are manifested within material limitations. Since Sri Radha Krishna's Vigraha and bodily complexion, and their Leelas, associates, houses, pastime groves, forests, secondary forests, and all the objects in the spiritual world are transcendental. So, Krishna and his Dham, his pastimes, associates, all these things, the forests, and so on. How do they become manifest in this world? Yeah. How are they manifested within material limitations in this world when they're transcendental? How does that happen? One second. Let me just... Sorry, I just need to fix something. All right, now share. Okay. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So then, there, okay. Babaji, Sri Krishna possesses all potencies. So even that which appears to be impossible is actually possible for him. What is astonishing in this? He is the all-potent personality. He is Sarva Shaktiman Purush, the fully independent supreme controller who is completely autocratic and imbued with Leela. Simply by his desire, he can appear in this material world in his self-same spiritual form, along with his spiritual abode. How can there be any doubt about this? Rajanath. By his desire, he can do everything, and he can manifest his purely spiritual form in this material world. That much is clear. However, materialistic people tend to think that Sri Krishna's own transcendental abode that is manifest here is simply a part of this material universe, and they perceive his Vraja Leela to be just like ordinary Mayic activities, temporary mundane activities. Why is this? Why can't worldly people see Krishna's self-manifest spiritual form as Satchid Ananda when he mercifully appears in this world of birth and death? Also like Mahaprabhu, right? Mahaprabhu appeared, so many people saw him and didn't see his transcendental Satchidananda spiritual, his spiritual form. They weren't able to understand that he's Bhagavan or anything, even though they were directly in front of him, so many people. So Babaji. So that means if Krishna were to stand right before us right now, we wouldn't be able to perceive him as being the absolute, like Satchidananda, Supreme Lord. Babaji. One of Krishna's unlimited transcendental qualities is his bhakta vatsalya, his affection for his bhaktas. Because of this quality, his heart melts, and through his Ladini Shakti, he bestows upon his bhaktas a type of spiritual potency that enables them to have direct darshan of his self-manifest form and his transcendental pastimes. However, the non-devotee's eyes, ears, and other senses are made up of Maya, so they can see no difference between Bhagavan's spiritual pastimes and the mundane events in human history. What is that verse from Brahma Samhita? Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena santa sadaiva hridayeshu vilokayanti. Vrajanath. Then does this mean that Bhagavan Sri Krishna did not descend to bestow mercy upon all jivas? Babaji. Bhagavan certainly descends to benefit the whole world. The bhaktas see his descent and lila as transcendental, whereas the non-devotees perceive them as ordinary human affairs, which take place under the influence of material principles. Even so, these leelas have the power to bestow a type of spiritual merit, sukriti, and as this sukriti gradually accumulates, one is nourished so that one develops one-pointed shraddha towards Krishna bhakti. That is why Bhagavan's descent certainly benefits all the jivas in the universe, because jivas who possess such shraddha and perform ananya bhakti sadhan, unalloyed devotional service, will one day be able to see Bhagavan's transcendental form and lila. Prajanath. Why is Krishna lila not distinctly described throughout the Vedas? Right, like we just read evidence from the Rig Veda, but it was also very, it was very indirect. It wasn't so explicit. And so why is it not distinctly described throughout the Vedas? Krishna lila. Babaji. The pastimes of Sri Krishna are described here and there in the Vedas, but in some places they are described directly, and in other places indirectly. Two types of expressions or tendencies determine the meaning of words in a text. The direct or literal sense, the abhida, and the indirect or secondary sense, the lakshana. These are also called mukhya vritti and gona vritti, respectively. The literal sense, the abhida vritti, or the mukhya vritti, the literal sense, the abhida vritti or mukhya vritti of the mantra, Shamach Chabalam Prapadye, in the last section of the Chandogya Upanishad, describes the eternality of ras and service and the service attitude of the liberated jivas toward Krishna according to their respective ras. The indirect meaning of the words is called the gonavritti, the secondary significance. In the beginning of the conversation between Yajnavalkya, Gargi, and Maitreyi, Krishna's qualities are described by means of indirect presentation, lakshana vritti. And at the end, the super excellence of Krishna is established by means of direct presentation, mukhya vritti. The eternal pastimes, the Nitya Lila of Bhagavan, are sometimes indicated in the Vedas by the direct expression of the words, and in many places, the indirect approach describes the glories of Brahma and Paramatma. In fact, it is the pledge of all the Vedas to describe Sri Krishna's glories. And what is that verse that is in the 11th canto? I want to memorize it. But Krishna says that he likes to be described indirectly. Doesn't he? There's a verse that says where Krishna says that. I'll have to find that verse, and then I'll find that today. So Rajanath, Babaji Mahashaya, there is no doubt that Bhagavan Sri Hari is Paratattva. But what is the position of the devatas such as Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Surya, and Ganesh? Right, because that's described in that verse. Vidhi Shiva Suresha Pranamita. He is always bowed down to by Brahma, Shiva, Indra, and so on, and Surya and Ganesh. So, what is the position of these devatas who are bowing down to Sri Hari in that verse? Please be merciful and explain this to me. Many Brahmins worship Mahadev as the highest Brahma Tattva. I took birth in one such Brahmin family. So I have been hearing and saying this from my birth until now. I want to know the actual truth. Babaji, I shall presently describe to you the respective qualities of the ordinary living entities, the worshipable devatas and devis, and of Sri Bhagavan. Through the gradation of their respective qualities, you can easily understand the truth regarding the supreme object of worship. And this is how the chapter ends, with these qualities. So now the qualities that we're going through are present in Bhagavan, but also within living entities. So let's go through it. Ayam neta suramyanga sarvasal lakshananvita ruchiras tejasa yukto baliyan vayasanvita. These are the qualities of Sri Krishna, the supreme hero. All right, okay, so these qualities, sorry, I said that wrong. These are the qualities that are only in Sri Krishna, right? Yes. 1. He is endowed with delightfully charming bodily limbs. 2. Endowed with all auspicious characteristics. 3. Beautiful. 4. Radiant. 5. Strong. And 6. Eternally youthful. Actually, no, I think these might, anyways, let's see. Vividadbhuta bhashalvit satyavakya priyang vada vavadukha sapandityo buddhiman pratibhanvita. 7. Yeah, so these are also in a limited degree within the living entities. 7. He is conversant with many kinds of astonishing languages. 8. Truthful. 9. A pleasing speaker. 10. Eloquent. 11. Intelligent. 12. Learned. 13. Resourceful. Vidagdash chaturo daksha kritagya sudrida vrata desha kala supatragya shastra chakshu shuchirvashi. 14. Expert in relishing mellows. 15. Clever. 16. Expert. 17. Grateful. 18. Very firm in his vows. 19. An astute judge of time, place, and circumstance. 20. A seer through the eyes of Shastras. 21. Pure. 22. Self-controlled. Stiro danta kshamat shilo gambiro dritiman sama vadanyo dharmika shura karuno manyamana krit. 23. Steadfast. 24. Forbearing. 25. Forgiving. 26. Inscrutable. 27. Sober. 28. Equipoised. 29. Munificent. 30. Virtuous. 31. Chivalrous. 32. Compassionate. 33. Respectful to others. Dakshino vinayi hriman sharanagata palaka sukhi bhakta suhrit prema vashya sarva shubham kara. 34. Amiable. 35. Modest. 36. Shy. 37. The protector of surrendered souls. 38. Happy. 39. The well-wisher of his bhaktas. 40. Controlled by prem. 41. The benefactor of all. Pratapi kirtimana rakta lokasadu samashraya narigarna manohari sarvaradya samriddhiman. 42. The tormentor of his enemies. 43. Famous. 44. Beloved by all. 45. Partial to the side of the sadhus. 46. The enchanter of women's minds. 47. All worshipable. And 48. All opulent. Variyan Ishvarascheti Gunastasyanu Samudra iva panchasa ashad durvigaha harer ami. 49, superior to all, and 50, the controller. These 50 qualities are present in Bhagavan Sri Hari to an unlimited degree, like the unfathomable ocean. They are present to a minute degree in the jivas, whereas they are fully represented in Purushottam Bhagavan. Another 5 of Krishna's qualities are present in Brahma, Shiva, and other devatas, but not in ordinary jivas. Sada Swarupa Samprapta Sarvagyo Nitya Nutana Satchid Ananda Sandranga Sarvasiddhi Nishevita. 51. He is always situated in his Swarup. 52. He is omniscient. 53. He is ever fresh and new. 54. He is the concentrated form of existence, knowledge, and bliss. And 55. He is served by all mystic opulences. These 55 qualities are partially present in the devatas. Ato chante gunapanchaye lakshmi. God, I don't know what the meter is for this. Whatever, I'm just going to say anything. Ato chante gunapancha ye lakshmi shadivartina avichinta mahashakti koti brahmanda vigraha avatara vali bijam hattari gatidayaka atmarama ganakarshithyami krishne kiladbhuta. Lakshmipati Narayan has an additional 5 qualities. He is 56. He possesses inconceivable potencies. 57. Innumerable universes are situated within his body. 58. He is the original cause or seed of all avatars. 59. He awards gati. He awards a higher destination to those whom he kills. And 60. He can attract even those who are Atma Rama, who are satisfied within the self. These additional 5 qualities are not present in Brahma or Shiva, but they are wonderfully present in Sri Krishna in their most complete form. Besides these 60 qualities, Sri Krishna himself has 4 extra qualities, namely, Sarvadbhuta Chamatkara Lila Kalola Varidhi Atulya Madhura Prema Mandita Priyamandala Trijagan Manasa Karshi Murali Kala Kujita Asamanordhvarupa Shri Vismapita Charachara. These are only present in Krishna, not in Lakshmipati Narayan. 61. He is like a vast ocean teeming with waves of the most astonishing and wonderful leelas. 62. He is adorned with incomparable Madhurya Prem, and is thus auspiciousness personified for his beloved bhaktas who have unparalleled prem for him. 63. He attracts the 3 worlds with the marvelous vibration of his Murali flute. And 64. The resplendent Rup, the beauty of his transcendental form, is unparalleled, charming, and astonishing to all moving and non-moving entities in the 3 worlds. Lila premna priyadikam madhurye venurupayo ittasadharanam proktam govindasya chatushtayam. Shri Krishna's 64 qualities and symptoms have been described, including Lila Madhuri, Prema Madhuri, Venu Madhuri, and Rup Madhuri. These are 4 extraordinary qualities that he alone possesses. These 64 qualities are fully and eternally manifest in Sri Krishna, who is the embodiment of Satchid Ananda. The last 4 qualities are present only in Sri Krishna's Sarup, and not in any of his other pastime forms. Apart from these 4 qualities, the remaining 60 qualities are brilliantly situated in their complete and fully conscious state in Sri Narayan, who is the embodiment of transcendence. Setting aside the last 5 of these 60 qualities, The remaining 55 are present to some extent in Shiva, Brahma, and other devatas. And the first 50 qualities are present to a very limited degree in all jivas. The devatas such as Shiva, Brahma, Surya, Ganesh, and Indra are endowed with Bhagavan's partial qualities in order to run the affairs of the material universe. They have received a special measure of Bhagavan's opulences to do this, those 5 extra qualities. So they are considered one type of special incarnation. The inherent and constitutional nature of all these devatas is that they are Bhagavan's servants, and many jivas have obtained Bhagavad Bhakti through their mercy. Since they are so much more qualified than the other jivas, they are considered to be among the worshipable deities of the jivas, depending on the jiva's qualification and level of consciousness. Performing their puja is therefore considered a secondary limb of the rules and regulations of Bhagavad Bhakti. They are always worshipped as the gurus of the jivas, for they mercifully bestow upon them one-pointed Krishna Bhakti. Mahadev, the Ishwar of all the devas, is so complete in Bhagavad Bhakti that he is perceived as non-different from Bhagavad Tattva. This is the reason that the Mayavadis worship him as the supreme Brahma Tattva. Thus ends the 13th chapter of Jaiva-dharma entitled Praman and the commencement of Prameya. And tomorrow we will go through the 3rd verse of Daśa-mūla-tattva on the topic of how Bhagavan is Sarva Shaktiman. He is the possessor of all potencies. Parakya Shaktir Apradakapi. So I need to make a translation for this today, and then I'll try to explain it tomorrow, this verse here. All right, that's our program for today. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gaur Hari Bol. And just so you know, we will take from now on. Every chapter is just based on one verse. This last chapter, this chapter 13, had 2 verses of Daśa-mūla in it, but from now on it will just be one verse per chapter, and we will take 2 days to go through each chapter. So we'll have 2 days to really try to understand the meaning of the words in each Daśa-mūla-śikṣā, Daśa-mūla-tattva verse. All right. Jai Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju Ki Jai, Jai Shri Guru Dev Ki Jai, Jai Shri Param Guru Dev Ki Jai, Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai, Shri Rupano Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai, Swaparshad Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopikan Ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai, Jai Shri Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai, Jai Shri Jaiva-dharma ki Jai. Jai. The first Daśa-mūla, which is the Praman, which is especially the topmost Praman for us, is Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam. So, Jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. And the first thing that's proven by Srimad Bhagavatam is that Sri Hari is the supreme personality of Godhead. He's the supreme absolute truth, the Parama-tattva. So Parama-tattva, Sri Hari, Sri Krishna, Bhagavan, Vrajendra Nandan, Sri Krishna Chandra ki Jai. Jai, Sri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Jai, Raghunath Das Babaji, Rajanath and Vijay Kumar ki Jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Shinitai Gaur, and Srila Keshav, Krishna Keshav Brahmachari ki Jai. I don't know if it's his appearance day or disappearance day, but yeah. Jai Srila Krishna Keshav Brahmachari ki Jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Shinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Vrindai Tulsidevai, Priyai Keshavashacha, Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi, Sattvatai Namo Namaha. Vancha Kalpatarubhyashcha, Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. See you all tomorrow. Is there anything anybody wants to mention before I end the stream? Chatamai Mataji says, amazing last 4 qualities of Krishna. Yes, definitely amazing. I just posted something on my website, vineofdevotion.com, yesterday about this 5-year journal that I've been writing in. I haven't missed a day yet. And anyways, I wrote, see, I finished all. Yeah, it's been an amazing, so many benefits, and I write all about it in a post on my website, Vine of Devotion. I sent it out now just in case if anybody feels inspired by it and they also want to start a 5-year journal, then you'll have time to do it before New Year's. You'll have time to purchase it before New Year's. So, all right. See you all tomorrow. Jai Shri Radhe. Oh, wait, let me just see who's all here. Sorry, I forgot to do that. Dandavat pranams, Nari Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Shri Devi Didi, Pradyumna Prabhu, Mantramurti Mataji, Indira Mataji, Chatamai Mataji, Yashoda Didi, Pritam Prabhu, Hari Priya Didi, Suman Shil Ji, and I see there are 10 devotees watching on YouTube and Facebook. So, but the reason I'm not mentioning your name is because you have to write a comment, then I'll see who you are. Right now, you're just a number. But yeah, thank you so much for joining, and also thank you to everybody watching in the future. There you go. See you tomorrow.